Hello, MBC, and welcome back to another great episode. For this segment, we're fortunate enough to have the MDAG crew with us, the Muhlenberg Disabilities Advocacy Group, and I will allow each member to introduce themselves right now.
Hi, my name is Rebecca Zipper. I am class of 2023, and I am the current president of the Muhlenberg Disability Advocacy Group.
Hi, I'm Lilli Brown. I'm class of 2023, and I am the social media director and secretary of the group.
Hi, I'm Oi Adebajo. I'm from class of 2024, and I am a new member of MDAG.
So to kind of start off this segment, how would you describe yourselves? Do you guys have a disability? And like, how would you describe it?
I could start. I'm personally able-bodied. I do have I don't classify it as a disability, but I do have like anxiety disorder.
I am also able-bodied, but I have people in my life who are very close to me who have disabilities, so that is one of the reasons that I decided to join this club to help other people.
And I have club feet and right hip dysplasia. So basically, what that means is when I was born, my feet were curved inwards and my hip was out of its socket. So I had a lot of surgery to kind of help alleviate that. So I wear AFOs and I have a lot of metal in my hip. And then I too also have anxiety.
For all of you guys, for your experiences at Muhlenberg, um, what type of programs does Muhlenberg offer to kind of like assist with potential problems you have? And in your opinion, do you think these programs are effective?
I don't personally have a use for the Office of Disability Services. However, I know they do offer a wide range of like programs and help for students that need accommodations, or if you just need to talk to them about an issue that you're having on campus in terms of like accessibility or learning I guess accessibility as well. And I think they do a great job. I just met with them last week, and they were very nice and welcome to help us with our mission this semester. So that's really great.
My experience with ODS is I have severe allergies, food allergies. So they actually sat down with me to create a plan with the dining hall, and the dining hall has actually been really good about it too. Besides that, ODS has note taking, so people in class can take notes for other people if they need access to those notes after class. And I think that that's a really good system because that's anonymous as well. So you don't know who's taking notes and you don't know who you're receiving them from. And I like that a lot. I've participated in that.
I would say disability services has been pretty helpful as well. They do offer a lot of in-class accommodations, which I think is extremely helpful. So in classes where, say, everyone is sitting down on the floor, I can sit in the chair and I can also get a desk, which has been extremely helpful for me. And they're very good with that. However, I personally feel like there could be a lot more in terms of outlets and who they work with, because I know some of the things that I have, it's from campus safety, but as far as I know, the dialogue between them and disability services isn't a lot. And in terms of getting students to places, it's still a little bit of an issue, and there's no major department that is in charge of that. You instead have to rely on the kindness of other people.
I'm actually kind of glad you brought that up because it kind of leads into the my next question a little bit. Tell me about some issues you may have potentially faced at Muhlenberg, and what do you, from kind of like those issues, what do you think Muhlenberg could do more effectively to help?
So one of MDAG's biggest missions this semester and starting last semester was fixing a lot of the door buttons on campus. A lot of them don't work as they should, and they're either like too slow, too fast. They don't allow enough time for somebody to get in and out. And I just actually talked with disability services last week, and they said that they're on it, and you can report the door buttons that don't work, and they're going to try and fix them. I know like Seegers is a big source of traffic, and those door buttons like are very weirdly placed and they don't work as they should, but they said they're also on that. It's just because of COVID, it's taking a long time to get that completed.
Also going off of that, since we do have Oi on campus who uses a wheelchair, this is a problem that shouldn't be taking a long time to fix. Like, they need to be on this so that it can be accessible for people who cannot open these doors themselves.
I would just like to add to that point as well. I'm going to touch upon a couple of things, but like door buttons, adding more of them would definitely be a good idea, because a lot of what the issue is that, say I press the door button and it's actually working, then it's just one door out of, say, 4 doors that opens up. And if, say, someone is helping me open the door, a lot of the times what people will do is they'll be like, oh, I'll grab the other door, there's a beam in the middle. And it's just like, thank you, but that's not very helpful. And I know I can't be the only one using a wheelchair. And this isn't even a very big wheelchair, but it's still hard in terms of space getting through the door. And then, again, going off of that, just the departments and who's in charge of what. For example, the door button for my door, that comes from campus safety, which is interesting. And then also, they don't have any transport or official shuttle for people with disabilities, which I have a huge issue with. Because when people who would usually help me can't, then basically I can't get food. I literally can't get food. I can't get to the classes that I need to get to. And then when I call the shuttle, they're like, well, first off, the shuttle apparently doesn't open until 10 a.m., which is a bit of an issue because on the website it says it's open for 24/7, but apparently it's not. And then second off, it's not for getting kids to classes. It's for emergencies, which is a huge issue because, again, I can't rely on the kindness of other people. I feel like I can't use them in that way. It's like, you're my transportation, and without you, nothing is happening. And then also the fact that they don't deliver food to people with disabilities, because I mean, okay, so you're not going to give us transportation, whatever, but then you're also not going to deliver food. That's an issue. That's a pretty big issue because they are delivering food to people in quarantine. And obviously it's understandable, but at the same time, it feels like they're showing more care for the able-bodied people who get sick, as opposed to the disabled people who are just stuck. And in my case, a lot of the times I am stuck. I don't really have a lot of choices when it comes to like literally trying to eat. So obviously like delivery would be a huge help. And I think it's a bit hard because of COVID, but at the same time, there are many solutions that we could work through. And what I've been doing is with people who say do help, is that they'll drop it off for me outside a location that we pick. And then I just take it inside. And now that we're base free, it should be a lot easier. So that's something that I just wanted to bring up.
Yeah, Rebecca?
Just going off of that last point about delivering food, I remember last semester it was snowing, and the previous president of MDAG, I was good friends with her, and she was like, oh, if they don't like salt the roads in time, then like I can't get out of my building, because she was in a so I was like, if you need any food, like let me know. And I just think that I agree with Oi's point that if there is not only like just in general, there should be like delivery for disabled students, but especially in those times when the weather is not cooperating and you literally like if the the roads aren't paved or salted, then it's really hard to also get out of your room to go to the to Seegers as well.
We've been having a very informative discussion. Kind of like a last question for you guys. What's something that people should know that they don't know about either your group or your disability?
I mean, I think just in general for our club, like it's open to everybody and we're a very open community that wants to learn from other people's perspectives. And so we can continue this conversation because it is an important conversation to have on a campus. And also just, I think it's just important to, be helpful and open to students and help them out when they need.
Something in general is that in our club, we talk a lot about how there's a poor representation of people with disability in the media. So that's just something people should keep an eye out because a lot of the misinformation is not accurate to real life. So people may like watch a TV show and then have misconstrued information about people with disabilities. So always do your research and make sure you have the correct information.
Going off of that, I would just like to add that disability isn't a monolith because I think so much of the time people just assume it's a person in the wheelchair, that's it, but that erases all the diverse forms of disabilities because I know, at least before the school year began, I wasn't using the wheelchair that often, actually. I was in my senior year of high school. But, when most people saw me, how they knew me was as a person who walks. So they'd often be surprised or judgmental when I'd use the chair and be like, oh, but it's good exercise to walk. I mean, in that case also, just don't tell people with disabilities like what's good exercise and what's not and like how to live their lives because that's just so problematic. It's their body, not yours. We know what issues we have and you're not helping. And also, again, so just realizing that it's not a monolith, that there are people with disabilities who can walk, and that, it all, you have to basically engage with that and realize that, like, everyone is different and you should treat them based how they want to be treated, based on that, not like, oh, here's this one thing that I'm going to apply to all 500 of you or something like that.
I believe that is all we have for this segment. Would any of you guys like to promote any social media that our viewers should potentially follow?
We do have an Instagram, Muhlenberg DAG. We have a Facebook we don't use as much, so just follow us on Instagram.
So with that, that's all the time we have for today. You guys are doing absolutely amazing work, and thank you guys, and keep doing what you're doing because you guys are doing awesome stuff. And with that, MBC, that is another segment. I'm Connor Baker.
I'm Rebecca Zipper.
I'm Lilli Brown.
And I'm Oya DeBaggio.
Say classy moves.